is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
These are good problems to have, right? So much success that you have more than one place to be.
Mabry, touchdown, Oregon.
Off a dribble, launches, and hits the three. Oregon leads.
What a great opportunity it is to be able to play at University of Oregon.
I'm just incredibly proud to be a part of something like this.
She wants another three. Oh, three in a row.
Swing and a miss. Oregon is headed to the Super Regional.
Fans being out there making this a great impact.
We are so privileged and so fortunate. We get to see all these young people. We get to see this incredible growth, which is what college is all about.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
It's a Friday. Ducks and Broncos coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Joey Mac, Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen, a full studio audience today.
How about that?
By the way.
Let's hear it. Let's
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
That's, it's amazing when there's rumors that John Sargent from Oregon Concessions is going to come in.
Yeah.
The workforce really
Everybody
turns
shows
out.
up for free food, don't they?
Yeah, it's amazing. Ducks and Broncos coming up, a 7 o'clock kickoff on Peacock. We'll have a 5 o'clock pregame show for you across the Oregon Sports Network. Conversations with Brandon Johnson this week. Also, Will Stein, Oregon offensive coordinator, Kyler Casper, and, of course, Dan Lanning, Oregon head coach. And safe to say, guys, the Ducks looking for, I can't even say bounce back, but I think a more efficient, improved performance now in week 2.
Yeah, I think that they were can I
There
hear
you
myself? Okay. I think that they were disappointed in the way they played football. They've got a lot more to give, and they knew it. That's why I don't think there was much celebrating going on after that game, huh?
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
like disappointed in themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to use bounce back too.
Yeah.
It's improvement week is what it is.
Yeah,
I
it is.
mean, and you get whether it's true that it's week 1 to week 2 is where you see the improvement, but that's what the Ducks are hoping this week is the improvement from week 1 to week 2, and then take it to week 3 and keep it going.
Right. Well, and I think it's so fascinating, right, to look at the roller coaster of an entire season. And, you think about one game and how it impacts everything for the week leading up, but then sometimes everything that went right or wrong the past week gets eliminated and erased just by the next week. That's kind of football in some ways, right? Because there is so much time in between each game.
Yeah, right. I mean, you got to have a short memory. That's what you want every team to have, whether they've had a disappointing win or whether they've had an ugly loss type of situation. And so just let it go.
Yeah.
And sometimes us fans have a hard time letting it go. Last week, I think a lot of fans had a hard time letting it go. But after 2 or 3 days, you got to move on, and that's exactly what this team's done.
Yeah.
Well, what they get to do, too, guys, is learn to correct all their mistakes coming off of a W, off of a win.
That's right.
That's a huge thing. I mean, they could be going through all these L's and trying to fix things off of an L. That makes it a lot tougher. So a lot of positives out of that ball game. It's just that we've gotten used to being so good.
Yeah,
that's it.
Good teams learn from wins. Good teams learn from losses, but you want to learn after a win. There's no doubt. Now, where can the Ducks get better? Some of the keys to success in this game. I'll start, guys. I think that just finishing drives is a focus. I mean, you look at just the statistics from last week, and Oregon was dominant in the performance against Idaho. But credit to the Vandals. They were stingy, kept them out of the end zone. I think finishing drives is a key here coming up.
Yeah, I would agree. On the offensive side, I think the defense played a really good football game, and there are a lot of reasons to feel good about the defense. The offense was, not a lot of breakdowns. It wasn't a lot of continuity in the offensive line. I'm not sure all the receivers were blocking downfield as well as they could. Some of the running backs took some wrong angles and got ankle tackled. Those things will not happen throughout the season. I think those are the things they improve.
Well, you know me, I'm a lot of words when it comes to keys to the game.
Really?
Run the freaking ball, okay? That's what I'm going to say. Run the ball. You got to be able to run the ball against these guys.
4 words.
Because I can
He's
tell
so
you,
subtle.
that's right.
So subtle.
Because I can tell you, you know as well as everybody else does, Boise State with 2 tremendous tailbacks and one in particular in Genty are going to try to run the ball. And if they can run it, it makes everybody else's job easier. That's the same for Oregon.
Yeah, so to that point, stopping the run, I think, similarly a key for the Ducks defensively. Derek Harmon graded out as the best defensive tackle in the Big Ten after week 1. I feel like, the defensive line, it's always so important to win in the trenches, right? But slowing down the run, That is a key against a guy that Coach Lanning said is an NFL guy who is maybe the best running back he's seen at Oregon.
And he's got a pretty good line in front of him, too. And that, it wasn't just all on Genty. He had people in front of him giving him run to room. Run to room? Room to room. You knew what I meant. But I really think that Oregon's defense doesn't really have any major weaknesses or problems. The D-line is good. The edge is good. Linebacker's solid, and the back end is really good. So, Jorgie, they've got a reason to believe that they can hold most teams somewhat in check.
Yeah, I mean, gang tackling is going to be really important, too, with Genty. He's 215 pounds, so he's not just the speed type of guy that runs away from people when he gets through the hole. He's also the guy that guys bounce off of him. He has a great straight arm to be able to shed blockers. He did that last week with Georgia Southern, and Oregon has got to gang tackle. But when you're really good up front with your defensive line, it allows linebackers to make plays unblocked. That's what Oregon's hoping for this week.
Yeah, and I know a lot of folks have said throughout this week, and the coaches, the players have said this too, the O-line for the Ducks can get better, and winning in the trenches, that matters.
Yeah, the trenches is where the game, a lot of times you'll hear it said, it's won and lost in the trenches. The O-line against the D-line, who controls that? And Oregon's big enough, they have recruited well enough, and they are coached well enough to make that happen. We saw it last year with guys that we didn't think were going to be that good or were going to be as good as they turned out to be. JPJ, I'm thinking of. So I think they'll do the same thing with this group.
And they will be better this week.
They will
be. Tell you that.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. Okay, now that all this being said, James, a good question. Do you think Dylan will run more this week when the opportunity calls for it? I mean, look, truthfully, we didn't see a lot of that mobility, that running quarterback from Dylan Gabriel. Who knows what the coaches will have for a game plan? Sometimes the game dictates it. But I think the reason I bring this up, certainly in week 1, going to week 2, let's just say that things might open up a little bit. That tends to happen around college football, right?
You don't need to run as a quarterback.
Right.
I mean, he was totally efficient throwing the ball. Yeah. Excuse me. He managed the offense so well. They didn't need him to run the ball.
Yeah, and it may have been purposely not part of the game plan in week 1, and that's what Joey's saying there might have been 150 pages in that playbook, and they might have just touched about 20 or 25 of them.
That many?
And we're able to get away with it.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to open up the whole playbook, but it's going to open up a little bit more this week.
Yeah, who's to know? Who's to know? We'll find out what happens. Boise State, though, guys, look, let's call a spade a spade. This is a big game for the Bronco fan base, has been the last 3 times the Ducks and Broncos have met. I remember those games.
Well, I tell you what, there's absolutely no reason for Boise State to not believe they can come in and win the game or play with Oregon because they've already done it 3 times. Once there, once here, and once at a bowl game. So they believe. They believe in their program.
And they did it with some tremendous players during those years.
Yes,
that obviously
they
played Oregon. I mean, you want to talk about players that they had. I mean, Kellen Moore obviously was the leader at the quarterback position. Some of the best teams in Boise State history were during that stretch of time. Oregon had some really good teams, too. Rose Bowl team in one of the years, and yet Boise State took care of them. And obviously that Las Vegas Bowl, you look at some of the players that were on Boise State's team. I mean, they have had talent, and they have talent, and they're very well coached, so Oregon better be ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, like when this game was on the schedule, thought it might be Andy Avalos returning to coach against the Ducks, right? But now, with what's happened with Boise State, you look at Spencer Danielson, guys, I feel like that's a guy that Bob Buehler said this to me, the voice of the Broncos yesterday, that he just kind of had that energy. He exudes the head coach energy, and you see it. I mean, they went and won a Mountain West Conference title when he was the interim head coach, and then he gets the full-time job. They're going to be ready to play.
No, they will be ready to play. Jorgie, they've recruited really good players because they have a history of playing good football, so guys believe they can go there and win.
And a lot of times you end up with programs like that where guys get there and they stay.
Right.
They stay for multiple years, and so you end up with, I don't want to say aged teams, but experienced teams that have played together for a long time. And sometimes that can be a real advantage. And in the case of Genty, who could have gone anywhere in the country, he stayed there because they gave him the opportunity at the beginning.
A lot of 5th, even 6th-year seniors on this team. Right. It's very veteran.
Yeah, well, you look up and down rosters now. This is really it's not the last year that we're going to have rosters like this, but it seems like it's the last big year where you're going to have this many experienced veteran 6th-year guys. Hey, Oregon's quarterback's one of them, right?
Yeah.
The experience sure does matter. Okay, it's a late game, 7 o'clock. Start hydrating now, everybody.
Yes.
Oregon, Boise State, 7 o'clock on Peacock. We'll have a 5 o'clock pregame show across the Oregon Sports Network. Wear green for this game. Tickets, I understand there's still some standing room and just maybe a few reserve tickets left. Elsewhere on the game day timeline with that late game, a lot of time for tailgating. 1 o'clock, the parking lot's open. Again, hydrate. It's going to be a warm one, and I should say those of you that maybe are traveling into the valley, there is some smoky hazy in the valley. So hydrate. 1 o'clock, parking lot's open. 4 o'clock, the Mashofsky Center opens for this one. About 4:45, the March to Victory will go through the Mashofsky Center. The Ducks high-fiving a lot of fans, of course, on your game day timeline. Then I mentioned the 5 o'clock pregame show for us. And at 5:30, the Seating Bowl opens at Autzen Stadium. The concession item of the game, souvenir popcorn bucket, available at all the All-American stands. The eco-friendly option allows fans to enjoy their popcorn while taking home the Oregon bucket as a snack souvenir for my sons for years to come.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm sorry. I can't see the monitor with this. I'm just going to move.
It's a huge bucket.
That is one of the best items that John Sargent has come up with in a long time.
The big football bucket.
Huge.
That was the biggest, deepest, well-proportioned nacho bowl I've ever seen.
Yeah.
2 pounds of fries and then a burger on top of it.
Did any of the interns finish their nachos? No, they were. This is a bunch of college students that did not finish that giant bowl of nachos.
Scott finished his, though. Scott finished his.
Does anybody have the picture of Jerry eating on those prepped at all?
No,
I told Jerry that I wouldn't put it into the show system.
It was like
it was so great.
It wasn't great.
No, it was perfect. It was perfect.
It'll come out eventually. You know that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Scott's
already got it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right, we're going to get a timeout. When we come back, we got some picks to make. Picks.
A lot of picks.
Still a lot of picks. We'll have some more keys to the game.
Who won last week? I don't remember. Yeah.
We'll find out
next.
Who
won and who's ahead? Okay.
We'll find out next.
You said next.
We got picks to make. It's game day eve. Get your aspirin on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Back to the Country Financial Studios in 60 seconds. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. So one comment already come in. Disappointed that Jerry isn't just wearing his bib already. The bib that, by the way, there he is. You know, he has impeccable timing. Do you see this? So funny that you ask. Jerry brought bibs for everybody. You don't need them today, he says. You don't need bibs. All right, John Sargent is here. Item of the week. Get yourself a popcorn bucket. Oh, that's great. Sarge, how big is the – you put your microphone on, will you, Sarge? Get your mic.
Ooh. Yeah,
so,
that's good stuff.
How big is the popcorn bucket? That's like at least –
ounces.
130 ounces? Look at this thing.
It smells so good.
Just came out of the popper, so I wanted to get this over fresh for you.
Thank you.
That was a long break you guys took. I was waiting in the hall. I wasn't coming in during a break.
It was a long break. 2-minute break. I thought that was quick. Jerry's already gone to it. Did you see that he brought all of us bibs, Sarge?
Wow, that's really nice of him.
So,
you know –
popcorn doesn't really make a mess, though.
You got buttery fingers, though. Buttery fingers. What else should fans know?
And then we've got a second item. We've got the Marionberry hand pie. So, again, it's trying to stay with local items. I had no idea we were going to have a whole peanut gallery here today, so I only brought 3.
Look, Sarge, this is what happens. When free food shows up, I'll just say this. I've noticed that my interns really turn out on Fridays.
Oh, good.
They really get to work on Friday. Yeah,
good.
So, you know. What else should fans know for anything going on this week, Sarge? Anything interesting?
I feel like I'm getting an X-ray.
Well, well, let me step out and push the button.
Thank you.
That was a great line.
That was good.
That was a great line.
You know, they aren't weighted. Like, these are...
Yeah, you don't have
Jerry,
to time.
This is like if I went to a crab feed and had a mallet.
That's a beautiful thing there.
Yeah.
You know, if anyone out there is more talented than me and we could get just some Oregon bibs.
Green and yellow.
Just some green and
all
yellow
green or
bibs.
all yellow or not yellow. Yellow show too much.
I think we're on to something here, Jerry. Anyway, sorry, Sarge.
No, you're good.
How'd the X-ray come out?
You never know what you're walking into, okay, Sarge? You just never
love
know.
Fridays.
Marionberry, right?
Marionberry.
I'm trying it. Sarge, tell us more. What do we need to know?
Oh, they're warm.
Jerry asked me for some numbers.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So last week we sold 24,146 bottles of water.
Whoa! Jeez.
That's a record number.
That's like almost half the crowd.
So that's a quarter of the items we sold for the whole day.
And maybe more this week. Gonna be a hot one again.
Yeah.
Hydrate.
Yep. Please.
How many again? How many bottles?
24,146.
24,000 bottles of water.
1,793 pizzas.
almost 1,800 pizzas.
5,496 hot dogs.
5,000 hot dogs.
Joey
321 orders of brisket.
Wow.
So that was
went over
it was
well.
good. It didn't sell out.
Didn't sell out.
We had about 3 briskets left at the end, which is fine. That's
you ate
we had it all the way
yeah,
through.
they went. Yeah, they're leftover. Yeah.
We sold 503 of these popcorn tubs.
Nice. Well, you're gonna sell more of them now. These things are huge.
11,316 of our souvenir.
11.
The grass is damn green.
Grass is damn green.
Cups,
in Eugene.
The
Right.
cups
Yeah.
are great. Cups are great. Yep.
And on those big items, you guys have had the burger and you guys have had the nacho. We sold 618 of those. Okay. So yeah, it was a good day.
Look, those are a commitment.
Yeah.
Right? They're a commitment. God, the nachos were good.
I took the ice cream home in the spoon, and I showed my wife. I said, "Look at this!" And I put it in cold water, and it turned colors. She was like a little kindergarten kid. Whoa, whoa, I gotta have one. I gotta have one.
Sarge,
it was great.
The color changing spoon is now the only spoon my son will eat anything with.
Oh, I love that.
So my wife will eat with too. So she's same, good company. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Are you growing that beard, by the way?
I was gonna say, have you heard about this?
I hear about it. Okay. I heard it's going to be green.
No,
darn right it is.
You bet it is.
Darn right it's going to be green.
I'm planning on it.
Ducks go undefeated. Jerry's dyeing the beard green.
Yep.
Everybody.
Yep.
It's
Definitely.
going to be great.
Yeah.
It's looking good coming in.
Oh, it takes a long time, but
it'll
be there.
It's gonna
but
be
you got permission.
Got permission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep. She was listening. I walked in the door, and she just looked at me and smiled and said, "Okay."
Now, can I ask, though, was it because we pressured or because Coach Lanning said that you should
there's no question about it, Coach.
Yeah. We tried.
I would hope.
Yeah.
We did our best.
Good.
Sarge, thank you. This is
Thank
great.
you.
By the way, the Marionberry, that's excellent.
Oh.
Those are available in the Mighty Oregon stands.
Oh, yeah.
People were confused about the $6 beers last week, so I wanted to bring that up again.
Good to know.
So they are available in the Gridiron Grills. They are available in all of the hot boxes. They are available in the Mashofsky Center and in the club room grab and goes.
And in the press box.
So Sarge, I was just curious.
God. Oh, they're not in the press box?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I was just curious, real quick, if you don't mind. How many of these bowls did you prepare to potentially sell? Because you must have ended up
I
with
bought
some extra.
10,000 of them.
10,000.
Right.
Well, for the season.
For the season.
Oh, for the season.
And to move on, and just no idea.
Okay.
I thought we'd sell about 300 a game, so it was a bigger number than we expected.
Well,
This
and
is
really,
great.
to me, you sell 300 of those, that's 900 people, almost 1,000 people probably eating them because no one person can eat the whole thing.
Oh,
Well,
Jerry can.
Jerry could. I mean,
No,
but
come on.
It's for 3.
Good.
It's like for a family of 3.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
I should have put my bib back on.
his hands are a disaster. My desk is covered. Thank you.
Holy cow.
Anyway, great snack bowl, Sarge.
Yep. Good.
Great snack
Hey,
bowl.
when are we going to have food for Sarge when he comes in sometime? Anybody
Not
know?
sure I want your food.
Spoken like the professional
Okay.
chef.
But that's okay.
Hey, the head
You
of
just speak the truth.
You know, you are the head of Hanger Management.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Jerry never leaves hangry.
Good. I love that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Never do.
Let's keep him happy.
This is great. Sarge, you're the man.
Thank you
thanks
so
so
much.
Guys, souvenir popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
The item of the week.
Good stuff.
You know, that's going to be a great trick-or-treating.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Or go to the beach.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
You could put about 4 beers on
Outstanding.
ice in it.
Not that you've thought about it. Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Sarge.
See you next Friday.
Thank you.
Go down.
Oh,
Yep.
Sarge, so good. So we have a suggestion. By the way, he's got candy.
Oh.
So we have a suggestion.
Gummy
by the way,
nerds.
former OSN broadcast intern extraordinaire Knight Ureski has chimed in, and he says, since Jerry's bringing back the beard, Jorgie, he's requesting that you bring back the goatee, and then you dye the goatee green when the Ducks go undefeated.
You have to get permission
Did
like
I bring
did.
back what? Did I go
So
green?
you bring back the goatee,
Yep.
and when the Ducks go undefeated, you join Jerry in dyeing it green.
Okay. Well, she just walked out the door.
I know.
You should have been asking permission right
Yeah.
there.
I tried.
Should
She
have put the
left.
pressure on the. Okay. I'll work on it.
Yes,
All right.
okay. All right.
I'll work
Okay.
on it.
Good. This is
Oh, the goatee.
This is good. The goatee was great, Jorg.
Yeah,
So-
but it used to be a little darker. It's a little
So
lighter
if
now.
you're gonna go,
Yeah,
I'm going beard.
distinguished.
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 That word.
Why? It's a good
Because
word.
it always goes with a gray beard or a mustache. not hair. It usually goes with this right here. Right there.
So you're gonna go goatee and it'll go green. I'm gonna beard, go green. You're gonna go chest hair, do green.
No,
gotta
just the
do
hair.
That's right. I think just the hair.
Oh,
Just
just
the
the
hair.
hair.
Maybe I should.
Oh, that's okay.
You
that
know
would
what?
work.
I could bring back the COVID hair. Caden's like, no, don't bring it back. My hair got really long.
Yeah.
Because I said I would not. I did not get a haircut till the Ducks played a football game again, and it took a while.
Yeah.
It was long. My headset really didn't fit.
You sort of look like Ronald McDonald. I'm just.
You could go with the, yeah.
Could have worked.
No,
I
it
mean,
could have worked.
it'd be cool to see the Gundy mullet on him, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh,
that would look
yeah.
really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
In any
can't
case,
keep
we're
this
going to
up.
make
In any
picks.
case.
We're going to have to hustle. So, souvenir popcorn bucket, the $6 beers. You just heard Sarge talking a little bit about where those are at. I got to tell you, the Marionberry, that's a
Oh, it's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Great pastry.
There is pastry flakes all over this
Oh,
desk.
sorry about that.
I'm not. Means you enjoyed
Oh,
it.
you got some too. Okay.
I got one on my computer already. But, hey, the bib's coming in handy. Seriously, if anyone's got suggestions on a green and yellow, and it needs to be like you're getting an X-ray, to Georgie's point. Like, these things
Gotta go with
are
the shoulder.
weighted.
Yeah.
They're heavy. But I need an Oregon-themed bib.
Ooh.
You know?
That's sending a message out to the audience, isn't it?
I think someone out there is much more talented than I am. And it's it's something that could be done.
Probably have something printed on the front of it somehow, some way, too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're going to get a timeout. Seven Feathers Casino, bringing you our picks. Next up, I'm in first place. We're back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Whatever.
Dear summer vacay, load up on fun in a new Toyota. Go off-road in the 4Runner, haul it all in the Tundra, play hard in the Tacoma, or take the scenic route in the all-new, all-hybrid Camry. Visit Toyota.com for more info. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear summer vacay, load up on fun in a new Toyota. Go off-road in the 4Runner, haul it all in the Tundra, play hard in the Tacoma, or take the scenic route in the all-new, all-hybrid Camry. Visit Toyota.com for more info. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues from the Country Financial Studios in 1 minute on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Ma, is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is, this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. Know. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. Know by visiting nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm coming home to the place that I remember. Back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this wayward son?
Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. I'm Joey Mac in the Country Financial Studio. He's Jerry Allen. He's Mike Jorgensen. Both greenbeard. End of the season.
I'm looking forward to that. I really am.
It'd be awesome.
That would be.
Oh,
awesome.
Can't wait to see it.
If I have to dye my hair green, I'm in. I love it.
Right.
I'm in. That'd be awesome. You know, there's a great picture. You guys will remember this, where we did the Halloween show. Remember? Oh,
had
classic.
the wigs on
with the
and all the
wigs.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we're into that wheelhouse again, boys. It's going to be great.
Could be.
All right.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Oregon, Boise State, 7 o'clock tomorrow. Start hydrating. Seriously, we expect a warm one. Enjoy that game all the way through the fourth quarter, right? That's the goal. Okay. Picks. Where we're at after 1 week. Iowa went 15-2. Jerry went 14-3. And Georgie went 13-4. The coin? Only 6 correct picks for the coin. A historically bad week for your weighted coin. And I got to tell you, I heard from no less than 20 people that said your coin was weighted. And
You can't weight a flip.
I don't know.
So I didn't bring it in.
You didn't bring it? Oh,
but I did go home, and I went in my office, computer room, and I flipped it 40 times. Oh, my God. 40 times, and I counted, and it was almost 50-50. I can't remember which, but it was off by 2 or 3, one way or the other.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So we need the coin?
So it was way off last week.
It was way off last week.
35% success rate for the coin last week.
I'm just trying to give Jordy a chance. This is what he's doing.
I feel pretty good, 13 out of 17.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, until you're 15 out of 17, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
We gambled.
Yeah.
A couple of us
gambled. Missed on Miami of Ohio. Thought it was a worthy risk.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we'll have to hustle a little bit. Fortunately, I think there's a few games that we can go quick on, guys. 2 tonight. Big Ten Network at 4 o'clock. Western Illinois visits Indiana. I've got the honors of picking first, and I'm realizing I need to move my popcorn bucket in order to have enough room to type. Okay, I'm going with
I'm
going with Indiana, guys. Jerry, you are up next.
Yeah, Indiana. I mean, this is a wide margin to not even close, George.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Coin, Jerry?
Up, coin. Okay, see if I got Marionberry all over my hands. Is that that's the tail?
Tails, yeah. Duck head
That's
is
the head.
heads.
All right, that's tails.
Going with Western Illinois, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, how about that?
No. Come on, coin. I need to
Duke
talk to the
at
coin.
Northwestern tonight. I think a good ball game tonight. 6 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. Two teams that are 1-0. I think this is a tough pick. I'm going Duke. Duke on the road.
Okay, I'm gonna. Duke only ran for 59 yards last week, so that was it. Well, you got to do better than that. I mean, they're going to step up a little bit this week. I think Northwestern at home got a little something to prove. I'm going to go with Northwestern.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Northwestern's pretty good defensively.
Yeah,
frankly.
I do too.
Same.
Yeah, so I'm taking Northwestern.
All right.
Okay.
Coin.
Coin is tails again.
I think it's Jerry. Oh. Jerry was getting tails at a. Oh, Jordy's like, nah, I'm not doing it. Oh. Yeah, okay. Maybe the game of the weekend. Actually, probably is the game of the weekend. 9 a.m. on Fox. Number 3, Texas visits number 10, Michigan. You guys want to pick this one last?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Put it at the end. There's one other good game, too, Iowa State.
Agreed, but I think Texas, Michigan, we can do that one last. Yeah, we can do that one last. Okay, 9 a.m. on the Big Ten Network as well. Bowling Green visits Penn State, guys. I got Penn State in a big one here, I think.
Gosh, I think Penn State might struggle. They may struggle to cover, but they will.
What's the spread?
Like
34.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
like,
if they struggle, that's okay.
Nice guess by you.
I'm taking Penn State.
Yeah, nice guess by you. Coin?
Coin. And it's going to be tails again. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, heads. Wasn't a very good flip.
That's Penn State for the coin. Okay. Also at 9 a.m., a game also on Peacock, like the Duck game. Rhode Island visits Minnesota. I think a tougher – no, it's Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota only ran for 79 yards last week. Where's the ground game? I mean, you can throw the ball, but if you can't run it, sooner or later it's going to catch up with you. I don't think Rhode Island will catch up with Minnesota. Minnesota's defense is too good, so Minnesota.
Yeah. Golden Gophers for me.
Coin. Gosh. You sure you don't want to flip this? Oh.
It's going to end up in the Marionberry pie.
Tails.
It was tails?
Tails.
Really? Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Getting a big win here for the coin. Okay, 12:30 on CBS and Paramount Plus. Iowa State and Iowa.
This is going to be a doozy.
You know, I got to say, as a college football fan, I really love that this game still gets played routinely, right? Like, I am one that hopes that a lot of those rivalries in the new era of college football and college athletics continue. I love that this game gets played. This is going to be like... Okay, here's odds makers have the over-under at 35.5 in this game. Do we honestly think that there's that many points between these two?
No.
If Iowa plays the defense that we know Iowa can play, they just find some way to score. Iowa wins the game. I think because Iowa's at home, I take Iowa. Going to be a really great ball game, I think. Yeah. Awesome 12:30 kickoff. I'm going Iowa. Going to be a close one.
Iowa's pretty good defensively, and the Cyclones can throw the ball all over the field, but they can't run the ball very well, and so I think Iowa's just going to send the house and cause problems in the passing game. So I think Iowa wins this one in Georgia, I think, pretty easily.
Yeah, you know what? Iowa, the house to me is their 4-down defensive linemen. They don't have to send anybody else. They're that good up front, and I think Iowa's defense actually scores a couple of touchdowns themselves, and that ends up being the difference in the game.
Really? Defensive touchdowns, huh? All right, everyone takes Iowa. Boy, that was boring.
Heads,
that's Iowa.
Yeah.
All right, continuing. 12:30 on Big Ten Network, another 12:30 kickoff as well. Michigan State at Maryland. We've got a Big Ten matchup early in the season, starting to get into some conference games. I think this is an interesting game for Michigan State. Of course, I think people in our region are interested to see what Michigan State looks like with Jonathan Smith as the head coach. I think that Jonathan Smith, honestly, will win a lot of games at Michigan State. But I think Maryland is a better team than Michigan State right now. I've got Maryland.
And they're at Maryland, too, which is going to make a huge difference. I thought Michigan State kind of sputtered last week on offense.
Yeah,
they didn't do a
agreed.
whole lot. And so they're going to be at Maryland. It's going to be a crowd. It's going to be a tougher. I think Maryland comes out on top as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Michigan State, and, we talk about Oregon learning from a win. What does Michigan State do in an ugly win type of situation on the road at Maryland? I think they get better, but I still think Maryland's a better team right now. And in the early stages of Jonathan Smith at Michigan State, I just don't think they're far enough along to go on the road and beat Maryland. So I'm taking the Terrapins.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, and the coin.
It did not. Oh, yeah, not
I
a
can't
good
flip it. Not a good flip. The lights are
As
like
long as
really
it rotates once.
Tails.
Tails?
Yes.
So
I know the lights. That's why
that's
I don't
the
want.
hardest,
That's why I
yeah.
don't
When-
want to
once
flip
it gets
it.
up there, it's like
tails. Boy, a lot of tails again.
Yeah.
A lot of tails. Also, 12:30 on Big Ten Network. Eastern Michigan visits Washington. Guys, think Washington's gonna get it done? I think Washington gets it done. I got UW.
Yeah, pretty easily too. Washington with a win. Yeah,
Ran the
not
ball.
a lot to
I
say.
don't know that we're going to find out a lot about Washington until maybe week 4, if I remember right, with their schedule. They play Washington State next week, but it's a neutral site game. I don't know what we'll learn there. Maybe we'll learn more there, but I think by week 4 is when maybe we learn something about those.
Well, they ran the ball out well last week. I think that's a great start for an offense to be able to run it as your pass game comes along. So I'm taking the Huskies at home.
And
I do
Tails.
like that Iowa State. I think what ends up happening is now you're relating the Oregon State game to Washington State game in the same mode as that Iowa State game.
I agree.
It's early
No,
in the season, everything else,
absolutely.
the rivalry. I think it's kind of neat.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, Colorado and Colorado State have done that for a long time, and I think personally, just on that note, I like that game is being played at a neutral site, Washington State.
Yeah.
I think that having some of that mixed in, I don't know where, and I realize that now I'm going to get this question, where would you do it for the Ducks and the Beavs? I don't know that. But the fact that you can have those sorts of neutral sites in the rotation, I think it's good for rivalries. I think it's good for fans too.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree.
With that extra big stadium in Seattle, and
right,
then it didn't become a home field advantage because there's just
And
as
they've
many
done it-
Cougar.
They've done it before there
alumni
too.
there.
They have. They have. And on that point too, I've seen a lot of people talk about how Georgia and Georgia Tech always play, and the SEC, ACC have a lot of those rivalries that are regional, and they play later in the season. I don't mind that it's played early in the season.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
Yeah,
I think it's great to have a big marquee game, even if it's not going to end up being these two every year great teams. It might be, but it's still a rivalry, so it's a marquee game in the month of September. I'm a fan. I'm in.
If it takes playing early to be able to play that game, so be it.
All in.
Yeah.
And of course, next week I'm sure we'll talk more about this. Coin
was tails.
Tails? Of course it was. I'm shocked, Jerry.
It's me.
Is it? It might be. Okay, quick timeout. When we come back, we've got more picks to make. Brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. Georgie, Jerry, Joey, aspirin. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
More Duck Insider from the Country Financial Studios after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my hands up and throw my head back and come on now, so good to see you real.
Coming back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mac, Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen, having some candy in the Country Financial Studio. What'd you get?
Gummy nerds.
Oh,
I love nerds.
Yeah. Thank you. That was nice of you to say. That was really nice. Thanks, Jerry.
George, take that back.
We're continuing with our picks of the week, brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort.
That's why I liked it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And proud of it.
Darn right.
You guys want some?
And I wish I was. Well, I might take one. Oh, that's the one I'll take.
It literally jumped out of the bag.
I'm so afraid I'm going to choke on one of these right in the middle of the
Can you
show.
just wait till break?
Okay.
Wait till the break. Okay.
Tell him.
All right, where are we? South Dakota and Wisconsin, 12:30 on Fox Sports 1. South Dakota, a good team. Where were they ranked? Ryan knew. Sixth in the FCS ranking. South Dakota looking for a big win over Wisconsin. You know those FCS Ducks just experienced it. FCS teams come in, they're not afraid. Camp Randall, though, a tough place to play. I got Wisconsin.
Wisconsin was not overly impressive. I mean, they got the win, but and South Dakota dominated Northern State. South Dakota Coyotes. I love that. I always wonder how you spell coyote, starting with a C-O. It didn't sound like coyote.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I never
that's
really
crazy.
thought about that.
Anyway, I'm Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Well, when I was doing my notes, I thought, how do you spell coyote? C-Y. I had to look it up.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah, it's English for you. Okay. Wisconsin.
Did you take Wisconsin?
I took Wisconsin.
I will die on the hill that English is one of the most difficult languages to learn ever.
Yes. Yeah.
So the dangerous thing about Wisconsin, I believe, is don't they have Alabama next week?
I think so.
So that's the danger is you
Bama's
look
at Wisconsin next week.
You look past the Coyotes and you're going to get in trouble. So I'm still taking Wisconsin, but I think it's going to be closer than people think.
I think all of these top 10 FCS teams, they're going to be closer than people think. You know what I mean?
They can play football.
Yeah.
Alabama and Camp Randall. I just can't picture it.
I love it.
I do too, but I just can't picture it. It doesn't go together.
A lot of red.
Yeah.
Heads!
Well,
wow, we got a heads.
And they never go on the road. That's the thing about it. They never play anybody tough on the road. So this is kind of a...
Did they play Texas on the road?
Times has changed.
A couple years ago?
Yeah, a couple years ago they did,
Continuing another 12:30 game, now a 4 o'clock game, another game on Fox Sports 1. Number 19, Kansas visits Illinois in what odds makers think is a close game. And I agree. I think that Kansas, look, that program has consistently gotten better. Not just a basketball school anymore, if you ask Kansas. I think that Illinois is solid. I think Kansas is solid. I was looking at the numbers of this one actually earlier today, and I agree. I think it's a field goal game. But I'm going to take Kansas. I think that the ranked team is going to get a win on the road. I think it's close.
Illinois is very balanced. They can run, they can throw. They did that very well, but it was against Linwood.
Right.
Show of hands. Who knows where Linwood is? Yeah, see that? Yeah.
No one in the studio.
No, Linwood. So it's hard to tell in some of these early season games how good a team is, where their weaknesses or strengths are. But I still think that Illinois at home is a good football team. I think they'll win it.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did anybody answer the Linwood question? I didn't hear it with the
No,
headphones
I don't
on.
know.
Okay. Is it California?
I have no idea. I didn't look it up.
Isn't that the sign on?
Missouri?
Missouri, okay.
Okay, all right. Linwood. I've never seen that
are you going
team.
Kansas?
No, I'm going
he's
Illinois.
Going with the, fighting
I'm going Illinois.
I also realized I skipped a game, so Saul's probably going like, Joey, keep up with us here.
I'm going Kansas.
Kansas? Go Kansas. All right, good. I skipped Akron-Rutgers in the 9 a.m. window.
Okay, let's get the coin.
Big Ten, sorry.
Ooh. Heads.
Heads.
All right.
That's Illinois. Okay, so we got a variance in the picks here. Real quick, Akron at Rutgers. I'm going Rutgers. Back the big.
I like that. It's the first time we said that this week. I'm going to do the same thing. Back the big Rutgers, Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Coin.
Ah.
I think they're really solid.
I need to hide my phone. I'm so afraid I'm going to hit
Just put here. Cover it up with the bucket.
There you go. Okay. Heads.
Rutgers. Okay. Sorry, I realized I skipped that one as we went down the spreadsheet. Okay, Western Michigan visiting Ohio State. That's an interesting game on the Big Ten Network where Ohio State will win by 40.
Yeah, what is interesting about that?
That Ohio State will win by 40.
There's nothing interesting about that.
It'll be just like
Ohio
last
State.
week.
Yeah, Ohio State.
Might be closer at halftime, like last week.
It might be closer at the end of the first quarter. Heads. Smart coin.
Is it?
Yeah.
We have a suggestion that we do a show of just Jerry flipping pancakes and see what happens.
What?
That's a great suggestion, Michael. Good work. I appreciate everybody's humor on this subject today. All right.
As long as it's food, I'm with it.
4:30 on NBC and Peacock. Colorado 1-0. Close game, though. They had a tough one against an FCS opponent as well. Against Nebraska. Is Nebraska back? Do we find out in this game if Nebraska is back? One of those old conference matchups between Colorado and Nebraska that makes this a really fun one. I'm excited to watch this actually as the lead-in to our game. Two really talented quarterbacks that get a chance to maybe put something on display for the nation. I think this is a tough pick. I'm going to go with Nebraska. I think that Nebraska is getting better and better. I think Matt Rule's a darn good coach, and I think they're going to win by a field goal.
Okay, I'm going to go with two good quarterbacks, but Nebraska had a rookie quarterback last year, and it hadn't been for that, they turned the ball over like 500 times. Otherwise, they beat Colorado last year. They're better this year. They're at home this year, and they remember losing last year. I think Colorado still doesn't have a good, solid front run game. Yeah. Sanders saves them. So I think Nebraska doesn't let him save them this week, George. I'm going to go Nebraska.
Jerry, and I agree with you. I think it's one of those ones, in my opinion, is if Colorado's defense was better, a lot better, then all of a sudden Raiola being a young quarterback would be an issue. But because that defense is not very good, I don't think it's an issue with Raiola. And frankly, I think the Nebraska's just a better team. And after last year's performance, when they felt like they should have won the game and the way that the game played off, I wouldn't doubt it if Nebraska just drills them and beats them by 2-3 touchdowns.
Could be.
Yeah. Could be a home field. And great. They used to be in the same conference.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I said.
Back together again.
I think they're on their way back, by the way, Jerry or Joey. I think Nebraska's on their way back.
Yeah, I do too.
They're not back, but they're on their way.
But this is one of those games that, again, it's the 4:30 on NBC game. It has all this history. I think this is one of those games where you could look back and say that's when we knew that they were on the rise and that they were getting back. I think, I agree with you. I think Nebraska could smoke them.
I just don't think Nebraska can let this one get away. They need to win this game.
Agreed.
They need to win this game.
Back the big heads.
Back
in
Nebraska.
The big.
Yeah.
All they have to do is play Coach Lanning's pregame last year in their locker room. I think it'd get them going.
Yeah,
so.
no doubt. No doubt about that. Then the next game on the Big Ten schedule is the 7 o'clock game on Peacock, Boise State and Oregon. Lastly, 8 o'clock on Big Ten Network, Utah State visits USC. USC by 4 touchdowns.
At least.
Yeah.
USC runs away with it. Yeah, USC.
They did look pretty good.
They had defense. They had a defense somewhat, and the offense is still very, very good. You don't see a quarterback running all over the place, but he was really good throwing the ball.
By the way, we all missed that game last week. Yeah. Every one of us picked LSU, and USC. Here's what I liked about USC. They won in crunch time. And I thought, hey, you don't have Caleb Williams anymore. You don't have that quarterback that can win in that crunch time. Don't have the proven guy that can win in that crunch time. They did. To their credit.
Nice to see two quarterbacks who waited their turn.
Yeah.
In their development, they waited their turn, and it showed up on that game. I just thought the quarterbacks looked okay. That was a great game.
Great game. Yeah. Really fun to watch.
LSU had every opportunity. All they had to do is rely on their defense. New defensive coordinator, supposed to be the strength this year, and they just let Well, none of us said they let USC earn the opportunity to get down and didn't kick a field goal. They scored a touchdown to win that ball game. All right, coin, tails.
Road team. Utah State. Okay, we got one more pick to make. Texas at Michigan. Quick timeout. Picks of the week brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. We'll make that last one for the game of the week. Texas, Michigan, and then final game keys for the Ducks and Boise State, 7 o'clock at Autzen Stadium. More coming on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back in the Country Financial Studio, Duck Insider is presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mac, Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen. Jerry got through his entire Marionberry.
It is gone.
Turnover? That's the proper term, right?
Yeah, I think
it's a Marionberry.
so. Yeah.
I don't know exactly what makes it a turnover. It's a pastry of some kind. My wife's the baker, not me. I don't know.
I'm just the eater. I don't know.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Looked good.
Oh,
yeah,
it's very
it was
good.
very good. It's I said
Was it good?
to Austin, our intern in here, like, you get that at a football game, I feel pretty darn happy. Like, that's something different. You know, I like it. Again, 1 o'clock, parking lots open. Oregon, Boise State coming up with a 7 o'clock kickoff tomorrow at Autzen Stadium. Our final pick of the week brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. We've got really a great game across college football. Top 10 matchup between Texas and Michigan, and what could be one of those games that defines the season when you look back. Now, guys, I was thinking about this morning, though, again, looking at the picks. Last year, this could have knocked somebody out of the playoff.
Yeah.
This year, maybe not. We'll find out what the 12-team playoff ultimately looks like. Number 3, Texas is 1-0. Number 10, Michigan is 1-0. It's in Ann Arbor. It's a big-time game between two long-time great programs. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch at 9 a.m. on Fox. I'm going Texas. Not going to back the big on that one. I've got Texas. I think that Quinn Ewers is a solid quarterback. He's proven that he can do it, and I think Michigan is still I guess I just don't know enough about Michigan and the proven pieces after they lost so much from last year, so I think the smart pick is to go Texas here.
Okay. I think you said pretty much what I was going to talk about. Quinn Ewers is the difference in the ball game. His experience, and Michigan's offense is just not there yet. I think they had 120 yards rushing, maybe 140 passing. Not much there, and I don't think their defense is together yet enough to slow down Texas. I'm surprised it's only a touchdown difference from the odds makers. I'm going to go with Texas kind of big, even though it's at the Big House.
Yeah, it might feel like Georgia Clemson at times. You know, one of those ones where it kind of stays a little bit defensive in the first half, and then Texas just pulls away. Because right now, I just don't believe at this point in the season, I think they'll get there eventually, Michigan is as good offensively as they need to be able to keep up with a team that's very veteran at the key positions, and that's Texas. So I'm taking a long one.
I feel like Michigan's the kind of team that they can win some close ones because of their ground game, but we'll see. You know, Texas is going to score some points, I feel like, in this game.
I don't think Michigan can score enough. Heads.
That's the home team in Michigan. Those are our picks of the week, brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort, best in the Northwest. And again, guys, we got through them all.
Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to conference play.
Oh, man, there's a lot of games. Okay. There's also, truthfully, I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm still learning about all of these teams. I didn't watch a ton of, I shouldn't say a ton, but I didn't watch as much Big Ten football as I did Pac-12 football, obviously. So I'm still learning some of these teams. So the only difference is I'm going Duke. You guys are all going Northwestern. And then Jerry's going Illinois. Georgie and I are going Kansas. Otherwise, we are all picking Indiana, Penn State, Minnesota, Rutgers, Texas, Iowa, Wisconsin, Washington, Maryland, Nebraska, Ohio State, and USC.
A lot of games. Huh?
Yeah, a lot of great games.
So the interesting ones will be Kansas at Illinois. Jerry, a chance to get a game back on me on that one, and then I've got a chance to maybe take a 2-game lead on you guys with the Duke Northwestern game tonight. We'll see.
Friday night football.
Yeah.
Fun.
Also, a suggestion from the YouTube chat. You just put a little bit of that Prince Pucker's ice cream on that Marionberry turnover.
Oh, man.
Halftime tomorrow.
2 bibs. 2 bibs if you're putting ice cream on it.
2 bibs.
It's a 2 bib
Especially
dish.
if you warmed that up just a little bit.
Oh, it was warm when we got it.
Oh, was it?
It
Okay.
just took us time to get through them. That's what happened. So, in any case, guys, a big opportunity again tomorrow. Chance to get better for the Ducks.
Yeah, not only a chance to get better, Joe, but I think Oregon needs to come out in this ball game and establish that this is the home field advantage, finish some drives early, and limit what Boise State can do. In other words, Jorgie, don't let them believe they can play.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Jerry. A little quicker start. Last week, Oregon scored on their opening possession, but each of their possessions took so many plays to get to the end zone, and that's exactly what defensively you want to do to a really powerful offense. So just play good quality football, run the ball well against a team like Boise State. Boise State's a really good team.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to be fired up.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. They're going to be fired up. All right, 5 o'clock pregame show across the Oregon Sports Network tomorrow. We've got popcorn buckets. We'll see it all at Autzen Stadium. Enjoy the game. Go Ducks, huh?
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun, and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded,